All right, guys, we got another Corey Holcomb video, and I'm gonna just be honest. Watching this man's descent is just madness. Today we have him outright threatening, threatening a YouTuber. Now, stay tuned, and we're gonna figure out who this YouTuber is. Okay, let's go ahead and get to it. And also, as you notice, we got the chat up here too because I want you to see what's going on in this man's channel right now. As the man that just doesn't care. Look, it looks like you gonna have to care soon, buddy. Let's go. Come on.
I will be shocked. I will be floored. I'll be like, because you know it's still my ex-wife, but I'll be like, she said that about me?
Right.
But I know Monkey K lies about things. That's what makes them so unrespectable. In fact, if you know somebody lies on somebody, how can you respect them unless you a piece of shit like them?
Does that only apply to lying on people or just lying in general? Because we have you on camera lying, buddy.
Lying on somebody
What's the
is
difference?
something that our society should be trained like, yo, if this person lies on somebody, that lets you know enough about them where you have to be cautious around them.
Right.
But
If a person lies in general to the extent of what we're talking about here, then I mean, if somebody can sit there and walk up and be getting into it with a chick, walk up and mush her in the face and then tell people that she miraculously got up in your face when you on camera walking up and getting in her face, I mean, shouldn't those people be treated with the same reverence? I mean, come on.
I feel like our society will let a liar lie just for the entertainment value of it, and it just brings down society.
Right, right.
Somebody say, lies get more views for sure. Was it I'm 100 always? Lies get more views for sure. Hey, you know what? I'm not even going to debate that with that whoever that is.
I cannot believe
lies will get more views, but this is what I'm trying to say. I'm only trying to say this.
Guys, I cannot believe this. This guy, like, I mentioned it before that he is delusional. There's no other word for it. He is delulu.
When you lie,
you literally to be talking and criticizing other people for doing something that you yourself have demonstrated that is the very core of your being. It's the core of your being, buddy.
On people. You are part of the destruction of society, and if we as a society accept lies as weaponry, then what good are we as a society? I'm just saying, Monkey K should be in hot water for lying on people all the time. I've watched her lie on me. I've watched her lie on other people, and I'm just saying, I'm just using her as an example because she's in the news right now. You can't go around being a dirtbag, lying on people. What? Now, if you can prove that person lied on you, there are some type of monetary gains from that.
Right.
Especially if they have anything worth standing on.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a person who lied on me this week, and they've already been hit with the cease and assist.
Oh my God.
Because the cease and assist, once again, that's just a cease and assist.
Wait a minute, what?
On you, there are some type of monetary gains from that.
Right.
Especially if they have anything worth standing on.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a person who lied on me this week, and they've already been hit with the cease and assist.
The cease and assist. Now, I'm going to just be honest with you. That's pretty bad, buddy. A cease and assist is crazy work, okay? Now, some of you might have noticed when I made that video where I accidentally said that Corey Holcomb was the epitome when I was trying to say he was the epitome, right? Now, I have no excuse, justification for that besides the fact that I sometimes, in order to get videos done, I have to wake up first thing in the morning, and while I'm still sleepy, while I'm still groggy, I have to try to react and do a video. So, you know what I mean? I misspoke. It just is what it is, right? But misspeaking is different, or mispronouncing the word, because that's essentially what it is. I mispronounced the word. It's different from not understanding what the word actually is, right? And a cease and assist and a cease and desist are two different things. What is stop and assist? Stop and assist means you stop and you get down and you help somebody that was falling. You know what I mean? That's what that means. A cease and desist means whatever you're doing right now, cut it. Cut it. Stop. You're done. You're done. Game over. You know what Tony Stark told Peter Parker? You're done. Go home. You're done. There's a difference.
Because the cease and assist, once again, that's just a cease and assist is to let somebody know, hey, you taking it too far, woo, woo, woo.
And the fact that he said it repeatedly, he meant it.
Case is really the step before the next step, so they can't get to court and act like they don't know.
Right. But you know, with them types of people, the whole play.
Here go Minister Craig. Here go Minister Craig.
Is control. They get off on your response. They don't care. They don't have an end game, because everybody who thinks like this eventually plays themselves out. Their whole strategy is to distract, annoy, and make it feel like they're controlling you. Like, I'll give you an example. I had a motherfucker around me lying on me, a couple motherfuckers at one point. Yeah. And one of the motherfuckers would tell people, I'm just doing this to fuck with him.
What do you mean, doing what?
Like, trying to get under my skin, lying, being present in things that have nothing to do with them, being manipulative, creating doubt about me to people because they were jealous. And they knew none of the stuff that they were saying was true, but they wanted to get my attention. They wanted to distract me. They got off on feeling like I'm getting this nigga off his game.
I tell you what, see, I'm still from a school where if you talk shit to or about a nigga and you not in his face, that shit don't mean nothing to me. Craig, if you talking shit about a man,
you know what I mean? And I keep saying it, but Corey Holcomb, every time he opens his mouth, he's just a degenerate. I don't know what else to say about it. I genuinely don't.
Feeling like I'm getting this nigga off his game.
I tell you what, see, I'm still from a school where if you talk shit to or about a nigga and you not in his face, that shit don't mean nothing to me.
You know what I mean? Like, I said it, Corey is a degenerate. Every time he opens his mouth, because like, okay, Minister Craig he'll say, you know, he'll say something that is that like he put some real thought into it, and then here come Corey with some low IQ degenerate embracing comment. And I mean, it's just funny to me.
Craig, if you talking shit about a man and I know he ain't around,
right,
I'm gonna be like, yeah, all right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I don't like having a lot of people around me, because I know in this new world, gossipy, sassy gay men can get the attention of the average person in public now. There was a time when I was growing up, men who mess with men wouldn't even come to the same parties we was at, because we'd see them on sight and be like, that's all I got to say for the streets to know what I'm talking about.
Right.
On sight. But now, gossip.
That's the stuff you be saying, and then they come back and bite you in the butt later.
Gay men can engage with people like they are somebody who would do that in front of a person they talking about.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you something, man. I could take a lot, but you can't say it in my face.
No, they
you can't say that in my face. That'll jump it off.
They ain't, but here's the thing though, it's all a distraction. They'll never say it in your face. They trying to get you distracted so they can sneak you. If they gonna do
what, so you can change seats with Darlene and be like, say it again, say it again. And then if they do say it again, what you gonna do? Mush them in the face like you did that woman? I mean,
anything at all.
Look, you know, like, I don't know if y'all noticed. I'm not jumping on that whole Corey is a PDF train. I'm not jumping on that. I looked at what he's been accused of. I looked at the comments that he made. They are outrageous, egregious almost. But I'm not gonna say he's a PDF. I'm just gonna say he has a really poor. I'm gonna say he just makes jokes in poor taste. And I mean, he's a dirtbag. So I mean, what you expect? What you expect? But I mean, to just sit there and be like, "Oh, you wouldn't say that to my face." I mean, okay.
It's gonna be from the shadows.
Nip, the dude that killed Nipsey Hussle, guys, think about this. The dude that killed Nipsey Hussle, he killed Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle allegedly called him a snitch. Regardless of whether he was or not, the dude came back and took Nipsey's life for it.
You ain't never gonna scare a punk into saying, "Hey, I'm right here, nigga. Let's get it going."
You can't argue with a sassy gay man.
Right.
You only lose. There was a guy some years ago, and he was really trying to egg me on to say his name. And I used to say, I can't argue with a man who got on a dress and lipstick.
Right.
And I saw him eventually give up because he couldn't get me to say his name and take it beyond what I said.
Right.
Now, because a man from the Epstein files has sent his media power toward the 5150 show to try to destroy the brand of this show, there's a whole bunch of these guys.
Here we go again with this, and there is like, bro, get off of it. Enough is enough. It's been 2 months now. There is no media power. We're trying to do it. People just finding out that you saying some egregious stuff. It's nothing more and it's nothing less. Ain't nobody getting paid to take you down. Nobody is no bot agent swarm that's sent out. And ain't nobody deploying bots on your channel and none of that stuff. It's not like nonsense. Enough is enough, God dog it.
Guys that are out there, and it's obvious now.
Right.
Like at one time, people was like, oh, but now people are like, oh yeah, we know what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? Right. So I'm saying, when you are being attacked by a guy who's just a guy, that's one thing, Craig. Like one of the homies you hung with or something like that.
Right.
When you are being attacked by a big, sassy gay motherfucker that's scared to show his face around these parts because of the bridges he burnt around these parts, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Unfortunately, society will listen to somebody like that. And you can't do nothing. You just hope that they try you one day in your face. In fact, let me recant that.
He's a degenerate.
You hope that they don't try you in your face. But I tell you what, this is for all the people who don't know. If you have to go through the court to handle your business now.
100%.
You got to go through the court to handle your business. And when I say handle your business, I'm talking about the same thing y'all talking about. To handle your business, you got to go through the court. It's called serving them with a cease and desist to let them know, listen, this gone too far. So once you know for sure they get that, it justifies other things you may or may not have to do. It's all, look, dude, homie, back in the day, you could just show up in somebody's door. You could sit in their dumpster and wait on them to empty trash. Yeah. That's why I know.
I done laid in the bushes before.
Right, yeah, I done seen it all. Yeah. Nowadays, even though you put the lawyer on them to find out where they at.
What? Oh my God, what an idiot. He's
in your face. But I tell you what, This is for all the people who don't know. If you have to go through the court to handle your business now.
100%.
You got to go through the court to handle your business. And when I say handle your business, I'm talking about the same thing y'all talking about.
All right, let's break this down. Let's break this down bit by bit. So he says, in order to handle your business, you have to go through the court. And then he emphasizes and says, by handle your business, I mean what y'all talking about. Now, we can assume that handle your business, what most people are talking about is putting hands on somebody, touching somebody, getting somebody touched, right? Then he says you have to go through the court in order to put hands on somebody. So then, what does he go on to say? Then he goes on to say, I'm talking about the same thing you talking about. Back then, you could just show up at somebody's door, hide in the garbage can. It's pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie, but what are you insinuating? Like, come on, come on, bro. It's obvious what you're insinuating. Like, come on, bro.
To handle your business, you got to go through the court. It's called serving them with a cease and desist to let them know, listen, this gone too far. So once you know for sure they get that, it justifies other things you may or may not have to do.
Now, now, you hear that, right? So then he goes on to say, once you get a cease and in order to protect yourself, you get a cease and desist, or he means a cease and desist. This idiot then says that the cease and desist is so that you can justify what you have to do because you're making it known that what is going on has gone too far. I just want to put it out there plain and clear because, bro, I get what you putting down. A cease and desist is not covering your tracks and giving you permission to run down on somebody for talking about you, idiot. Stupid. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And there are idiots that are going to listen to you and think, oh, just because somebody's talking about you on the internet, you can get a cease and desist about them, and then, oh, that justifies you to go run into them if you see them. Because, oh, I said it's going too far. Oh, we said it's going too far. That's not what a cease and desist is for. Cease and desist means you stop or there's going to be legal consequences. It's not a justification for you to just go and act all niggerly. I'm sorry.
It's all, look, dude, homie, back in the day, you could just show up at somebody's door. You could sit in their dumpster and wait on them to empty trash. Yeah. That's why I know.
I done laid in the bushes before.
Right, yeah, I done seen it all. Yeah. Nowadays, even though you put the lawyer on them to find out where they at, did you hear what I just said right there? Right. You put the lawyer on them to find out where they at. When you find out where they at, that's already upon your way. Right. You find out where they at, because now you know where they at. Yeah. And if you're smart, you'll avoid them. But if something ever happens where they run up on you thinking it's a joke, you have legislation at hand where that's what the cease and desist is for. I told them, don't play with me like that. Because I feel like if somebody calls you a PDF, that's a challenge for death.
Yeah, that's shit that ain't.
Okay, so I think, guys, have you figured out who we're talking about now? He's obviously talking about Poetik Flakko, and this is crazy because Poetik Flakko is not gonna run up on Corey Holcomb. So come on, like this whole thing, he's basically this is a threat. I mean, come on, we know what it is. We know what it is.
That ain't nothing to play with. So all I'm saying, you can hide out and be sassy on the internet.
And the reason why I say that specifically is because we know how Corey deals with these kind of people on camera. We know how he deals with them. He'll sit there and You know what I mean? Legally justified with that woman. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm talking about what we saw on camera. We saw you arguing with that woman. We saw you walk up on that woman. We saw you mush that woman in the face. At the end of the day, regardless of what she said, regardless of what went on, that's what happened. Those are the facts. We saw it on camera. So at the end of the day, we know how you gonna handle it.
Keep the camera up to hide how you built. Do that. But if you ever try me in public, I've already warned you. I've already warned you.
And you know what, too, though, Corey, they view it as a game. It's just, they view it like fun and game. This is their way of disturbing the clarity, the progress. Because slow motion is better than no motion, but some people don't have no motion. And their motion is causing commotion. You know what I mean?
But look, how about this, what I'm saying to you? Because see, there has to be, I saw that they pour it all over you. There has to be, this is what has to be said. If you get into it with a man, y'all leave it alone or squash it because there's better things to do. When you have the army of sassy fruit booties after you, they want to egg, and then if you come up out your body, then they be like, oh, he victimized me, right?
You better not come up out your body, because
God knows, dog. I almost came up.
It's funny how a little bit earlier he was talking about how somebody always negative or people out there always talk about people, but yet and still this man always accusing everybody of being homosexual.
My body when I made a mistake and had a guest up here, and they was trying me.
Yeah.
I almost came out my body, but I am so glad I didn't. So the point I'm trying to make to you, Craig, and everybody else out there, this is not the old world where you just be like, what that motherfucker say? Right. Oh, motherfucker, woo, woo, woo. It's chess, not checkle.
It's hard to let go, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Hard to let go of what, bro?
When somebody who is playfully disrespectful, meaning in their mind, they're not even concerned with consequences. They are so immature and so stuck. You know, they say you get stuck at the level of maturity as your greatest trauma. So dealing with some of these motherfuckers, you know, it's like dealing with a grown ass junior high student. They don't really have the capabilities of understanding the consequences of a lot of their actions. They're still stuck in a mind frame where because they feel a certain way,
Craig, I can't even take you serious when you talk about that because look at who you sitting next to. Now, I don't know, man. This guy is something else, but I don't know. What can I say? What can I say? It doesn't surprise me, but I mean, bro, we heard what you said. It was clear as day. So, I mean, you take it how you want to, guys. I don't know, but make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the hype button. You know, that's how you get in the algorithm. And check out the store and the merch. You know what I mean? Support the platform. With that being said, I'm JayyReddUnfiltered, and I'm signing out.